After so much time, we go back on YouTube. If you're asking why I'm back on YouTube, it's really simple. Just received a message in a Discord server of one of my friends saying that like they started trading and learning the trading stuff from my YouTube videos. And that gave me the motivation to start like doing some shit for free or on YouTube. Because why not? Overall, that's why I started doing this overall social media thing to help people out, and I don't want to do that just when I get paid. So today we're gonna look into my today trade breakdown, which is really nice. But out of respect to the people that actually paid me the mentorship to learn how I trade, here on YouTube I'm not gonna explain the volume profile, the order flow part, let's say like it like that. So here on YouTube, we're gonna just dive into like the overall bias, the ICT part, the standard deviation, the fib, the narrative part, but not the order flow part, which is crucial for my trading, but not really necessary to be profitable. Okay, so let's start into looking to the trade, which was this one. So what the fuck do I have? Oh, here, this was my trade from today with basically zero drawdown and delivered over 200 point, so it's very nice. And I also took this one, but this is like a bit lower probability, so I'm not gonna dive into that. It's only so not my main strat, it's my continuation model, which is fine, but today we're gonna just look at this one. This was explained in the mentorship. Okay, so let's start from the overall bias. If you like watched my previous video here on YouTube, my strategy over the course of the time changed a lot. Now I trade a lot more discretional. Okay, my style of trading is a lot more of a discretional trading style. So first of all, today, what did I do? I started looking for the bias, and I was short since yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, I was short from here. After seeing this biggest dump, I started looking into this really balance of the price here. A lot of trader here thought of longing because like we were still pretty much near all-time highs, but this was a big error for me. Okay? It was very obviously a short, also because I think we tapped into the equilibrium of this range here. Exactly, we tapped into the equilibrium, so the discounted zone, and the market sentiment shifted to bearish after this big dump, and for some macroeconomic stuff. Sorry, it's night, I'm very tired. Okay, so the bias overall was bearish for me. Signs like here, I had in fact this level here that I shorted, which was called again in the senior room that I have and explained it in the mentorship. Again, with zero drawdown, it was a 1600 point move. Of course, I did not take this wool leg, but like the TP was here, which is still 500 point. Very nice trade. Also this one. Then we have, fuck, we have this wool leg here. What do we do again? We place the fib. Where do we have our OTA, so our discounted zone? We have the OTA here. This is our discounted zone. Now, so I'm still short overall. Now what do? I try to search something to short of here. What do I see? I start looking at the chart here on the day during Asia, or maybe a bit later. So probably here. Yeah, I see the price is accumulating a lot. So for me, this whole thing here is accumulation. Okay, the price in this range is just accumulating. And what do we know? The price want to accumulate, manipulate, and distribute. Okay, so I was waiting for the manipulation. That in this case, I wanted on the OTA of this range here. Okay, of this range here. The OTA was here. This is the accumulation. I was waiting for the manipulation higher to go lower. Really easy. Again, after the night, I started watching the chart again here. I also tried to long because I was trying to predict, sorry, the manipulation to take also this move here and then short this leg here, okay? Which didn't really happen because I tried along here and got BM. I'm not gonna explain much this level because it's not really high probability. It was maybe more for fun to try to ping pong the whole market. And yeah, okay, so was waiting for the manipulation. What other confluence I had on ICT for this reversal zone? I had the standard deviation. My main standard deviation for this short here were the first one from the dump, which was on the 5 minute, it was a manipulation standard deviation, and it was this leg here, which is very clear on the 5 minute. Why didn't I take the 15 minute? Because it was too big. Okay, this whole leg on the 15 minute, it's too big to place a standard deviation. It's useless, or at least on the smaller picture. If you want to look at the higher picture, it may be useful, but at the moment I needed the 5 minute one. So this one, okay? And as you can see, we have the main reversal zone aligning with our OTM and our levels. The second one was this one, which was again very clear on the 15 minute in this case. Why was it valid for me? Because we respected the first few zone. In this case, the silver bullet zone, so this one, and the main reversal zone were both respected. So for me, this leg was very high probability. Same for this one. We got accumulation in the first one, and the second one was in the levels zone. Okay, let me delete this shit because it's gonna be much of a mess. And then I had also this one that wasn't really useful. It was more for the second level, and this one, which was another manipulation during Asia, and it was respected again here, as you can see, silver bullet zone for reaccumulation, and here it was aligning with the level. Okay, level was 301 and 404 the second trade. Okay. Other than that, I had aligning the start of this 1 hour FUG. Okay, this inversion here. Oh, this is another BPR. So the start of the BPR. Maybe something on the higher time frame. I don't know, not in this case. I ended half of the recording for error, so I'm just gonna continue again saying what I already said, but it's fine, I mean. So I was saying, on the higher time frame, we got basically not much confluence aligning in this zone, other than the start of this fair value gap, this one on the higher time frame. We got this inversion here, aligning almost perfectly. This BPR, yeah, so this was pretty much the zone, but it was so obvious that if we wanted to reverse, it was from this zone because we had all the standard deviation aligning here. The fib OTA was here, okay? So I wanted short from here. Of course, the exact precise level was based off order flow, and that's why we got zero drawdown, even though we had basically no levels on ICT part. But like, why the bias was inversed after? Because as you can see, we got still bullish because we had news. In this case, these two candles that you can see here were based off Trump that like placed a ceasefire with Iran, I think, or something like that. And that's why I wasn't too confident on the trade just before entering it, okay? I entered it anyways because, as you can see on this candle here, we started to slow down on the level, so it was valid for me again. And we also had 1 hour SMT or 30-minute SMT here with this previous day. We swept also it on NQ, yeah, started dumping before taking it. We also had those equal lows down before. So for me, it was a very good trade, even though we had news. But I didn't held it for much, as I usually do for like 500 point or more, because we got the news. Okay, was pretty much that's it. We got also on the 4 hour again this inversion here, this BPR here. So we have some cool shit in the level, but the precise level was based off order flow. I wanted just to y'all to understand the overall narrative based of ICT and PR. Okay, press action. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Support the video if you wanna like some again free sauce on YouTube, because I earn nothing from it, just doing it for the passion of the game, for the love of the game. And yeah, I hope you liked the video, because it was a really nice trade in my opinion. Couldn't held it for much like this one here, which was a really beautiful one with zero down, but still a nice banger. Okay, see you. Let me do the thing for the video. See you in the next one.